I have been blamed by Republicans for a lot of things.
But All In starts right now. Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes, and tonight the protester who was viciously elbow smashed in the face at a Donald Trump rally in North Carolina yesterday is speaking out, while the assailant, now facing criminal charges for attacking him, told the TV show, quote, "The next time we see him, we might have to kill him." 78-year-old John McGraw was arrested this morning and charged with assaulting Rakeem Jones and with disorderly conduct. Jones was being escorted from the Trump rally when, out of nowhere, McGraw stepped toward him and attacked. In an interview after the rally with Inside Edition airing today, McGraw said he had no regrets.
Did you like the event?
I liked it.
Yeah? What did you like about it?
Knocking the hell out of that big mouth.
So you deserved it?
Every bit of it.
What was that?
Yes, he deserved it. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
McGraw also told Inside Edition of Jones, quote, "We don't know if he's ISIS," and, quote, "he might be with a terrorist organization." On MSNBC this afternoon, Jones and his friend Ronnie Rouse, who shot video of the incident, discussed what happened.
The guy hits the guy in front of the police, behind the police, on the side of the police, and they throw Rakeem down, and they tell the guy to go sit back down. He finishes eating his popcorn. You know, and it's just
bullshit.
It's crazy that you get pretty much almost arrested because you got assaulted, and that's just not. It's insane. It's insane. We're the first people thrown out. Like he came out. This is the first 60 seconds, 2 minutes of him being there, and we're the first people thrown out. And at this point, he's telling him, he's like, "Yeah, go home to your mother. Go home to your mother." You know, and then the crowd, they're enamored with it, and they start chanting it too.
Rakeem, the Trump campaign today only gave us one statement. It's 4 words. They said, "We are not involved." What would you say back to the Trump campaign? They say they're not involved. This isn't their problem.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if they heard him, I would sound pretty involved to me. What he was saying, telling me to go home to my mom.
I want to read a quote from John McGraw. He's the man accused and arrested for hitting you. He said, quote, "You bet I liked it, clocking the hell out of that big mouth." This man has now been arrested. You want to see him go to jail?
Yeah.
What justice?
I mean, the reality is he'll probably be bailed out. Somebody probably reward him and, you know.
The events of the Trump rally in North Carolina follow a series of incidents in which protesters have faced threats and physical intimidation and shoving, spitting, things like that at Trump rallies, often with a wink and a nudge, if not more, from the candidate himself.
There's a guy totally disruptive, throwing punches. We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. That's true. He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing, like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. All right, yeah, get him out. Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it. If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them. Would you seriously? Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you. I'll pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
Pressed on whether Trump will in fact pay the legal fees of John McGraw, the man who allegedly sucker punched Rakeem Jones last night, the Trump campaign said, quote, "You're not involved in it." The campaign also said it takes significant measures to ensure safety of all rally attendees and, quote, obviously discourages physical contact with protesters. But there's another new incident in which the Trump camp cannot deny direct involvement, and it involves Trump's very own campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, and a claim that he assaulted a reporter at a press conference on Tuesday. Michelle Fields, former Fox News contributor and a reporter at the conservative website Breitbart, says she was asking Trump a question about affirmative action when she was jolted backwards, grabbed by the arm, and almost thrown to the ground.
Good.
Washington Post reporter Ben Terrace says he witnessed the incident and identified Lewandowski as the perpetrator. Fields' allegations provoke something of an existential crisis for her employer Breitbart, which has been one of Trump's most stalwart defenders in the conservative media, and which initially issued a rather tepid statement suggesting Lewandowski may not have been the perpetrator. Breitbart eventually took a stronger stance behind Fields, though its initial statement prompted reporter Andrew Kaczynski of BuzzFeed to tweet, quote, "It's beyond pathetic. Breitbart had to be shamed into standing up for its own reporter." Trump's campaign, meanwhile, denied that Lewandowski had assaulted Fields, releasing a statement reading in part, quote, "The accusation is entirely false." And Lewandowski, of course, went on the attack, taking to Twitter to deem Fields a, quote, "attention seeker," suggest she is a liar. This despite an audio recording obtained by Politico that, while not definitive, certainly supports the reporter's version of events. Fields tweeted a photo of her bruised arm, writing sarcastically to Lewandowski and Trump, quote, "I guess he just magically appeared on me, so weird." Daily Beast, citing anonymous sources, reported that Lewandowski had acknowledged manhandling Fields to a Breitbart editor, reportedly explaining that he didn't recognize Fields as a Breitbart reporter, instead mistaking her for an adversarial member of the mainstream media. Late tonight, a source close to the Trump campaign told NBC's Katie Tur, quote, "Corey has always had an extremely aggressive and contentious relationship with the media. We've known his irrational anger could be a liability, but we've crossed our fingers that something over the top like this would not happen." Earlier today, Breitbart editor-at-large Ben Shapiro called on Trump to fire Lewandowski, although there are no signals that the one-time reality star plans to deploy his famous catchphrase. All of this comes as conservatives and Republicans consider the possibility of a contested nominating convention and a potential effort to deny Trump the GOP nomination in Cleveland, even if he has a lead in delegates, though fall short of the threshold. Now, they find themselves having to factor in the possibility of mob violence from Trump supporters if they try just that. One Trump advisor told New York Times reporter Trip Gabriel that if Trump comes to Cleveland with a lead and the establishment tries to deny him, his delegates will burn the place down. Conservative commentator Eric Erickson warned of an outbreak of physical violence under such a scenario.
Fucking thugs, man. Thugs.
Pour gasoline across the convention floor and then strike a match.
Damn.
Now is David Graham, staff writer for The Atlantic, who was at that rally in North Carolina where Rakeem Jones was attacked.
Angry
and
and
piece today
dangerous.
on the lurking menace of a Trump rally. David,